Taking Control of Security in Business Central, Part 2. Hi, I'm Andy, and this is the second video on security in Business Central. Here, let's have a look at what we've got. So, first of all, let's have a look at the, here's the actual sort of model that I use, that I'm talking about. In the last video, we spoke about the environment access, how you can easily manage your users into broad groups that grant permission to the various environments of Business Central. In this video, I'm going to talk briefly about how we're going to use security groups to assign and manage the assignment of licenses. So let's start off on the Microsoft Docs, of course. So I'll just navigate through to admin security and entitlement. So administer, entitlement permission, licenses. So here's the page where you can get the background on licensing. I just want to show you very briefly the device licenses, because when it comes to naming security groups, you know, personal preference, doesn't really matter how you name them. Obviously, keeping them consistent, I find keeping them consistent is a good idea. And we've got 3 different groups of licenses, so I'm going to keep my different groups of licenses, the naming of those, consistent and recognizable. All right, so it just so happens on device licenses, unlike the other licenses with Business Central that are named licenses, you assign the license to a user and that person can log in on as many different devices as they like into Business Central. Device licenses work slightly differently. They operate on a concurrent model. So if you've got 10 device licenses and 20 warehouse users, you can have 10 of those users logged in concurrently. And it manages that through a security group, which you have to specifically name exactly as shown in the docs there. Dynamics 365, Business Central, device users. So since we've got this requirement to name the device license users this way, I'm going to pick up that naming convention and use it for my device licenses security groups. So back over to the M365 admin page. Let's head over to our groups. And I have already created, so here we can see you've already got here are my environment security groups, and I've gone ahead and created a bunch of security groups to manage the assignment of the licenses. So I've got device licenses, got central users, premium users, and team members. You might not need, it'd be unusual to have a mix of these, although you can do that now in the latest version of BC. Anyhow, I happen to have on this demo tenancy, I've got a single premium user license. So after creating the security group, I'm going to tell the system any members in this security group should be assigned a premium license. So to do that, we head over to the licenses section here. Here are all the various licenses we might have. And then click through into this particular license to set it up. Okay, at the minute, nobody assigned. I'm not going to assign it individually, as we said. I'm going to assign it through a group. So onto the group tab, assign licenses, and then we're going to pick that security group that's intended for these licenses from the list. There it is. Assign. And that's going to go away and have a think about it. Can take a little while to update, and it will show let's just refresh that. It can take a moment for those to refresh. Now that's refreshed, so the group is showing up in the group page. It says that all licenses have been assigned. If you had a very large number of users, that might take a little while. And then on the users tab here, we can see that we've now got a user assigned to this license through the group, and you can check that. Another way to check that is on the actual users themselves. So if we go through to this user and then look on the licenses flyout, we can see here. So we can see here that the user has received the license. It's showing grayed out, and it reminds you here that this assignment has been managed through group-based licensing. So you can go and check out the license on the other tab to see which groups might have assigned that license to that user. So that user is effectively ready to log into Business Central. The final part of the puzzle is the permissions that user might have when they get into the system. Are they a full user? Are they a limited user? Do they need access to just customers? So on and so forth. So that will be in the next video.